Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to take a look at the heroes from the Ylissean Summer Banner. The 4 heroes in the banner are Robin, Tiki, Frederick, and Gaius. This banner will be here for an entire month. It ends on the 1st of August, so it's here for a long time. So you'll have a lot of time to get free orbs to use on this banner. I'll give you guys my final verdict on the entire banner at the end of the video, and without further ado, let's jump right in. The first hero is Robin. Her stats are 35 HP, 32 attack, 34 speed, 28 defense, and 29 resistance. At first I thought her offensive stats would be around 29 and 29, just like her other counterpart, but I'm glad to say I was wrong. Stat wise, she's very similar to Sharina. They both have the same attack, similar speed and defense. Robin just has lower HP but higher resistance. Her speed combined with her above average defense and resistance should allow her to survive an attack from most enemies, and with this kind of stat spread I think you can go a lot of different build paths, so it really comes down to what kind of IVs your Robin has. The main IV you want to get is of course that speed IV, so she can get a grand total of 37. For builds, you can go a quad build, Fury with Renewal, Fury Desperation, Brave Lance with Dragback, Fire Sweep Dragback. I mean, the builds are endless. Her weapon is Death Harpoon. It has 14 might and its effect is like Silica's Ragnarok with Fury 2 stat gain. This effect actually stacks with Fury 3, so for the first encounter, Robin can receive +5 in every stat besides HP, which will increase her speed to 42 and attack to 51 with a plus speed IV. The cool thing is that if she has negative HP IVs, she can drop to 75% HP just from Death Harpoon and Fury 3's effect. So she doesn't really need any setup to get into desperation range. But to be fair, she's a melee unit, so even without a negative HP IV, she will most likely drop to 75% HP naturally when she fights another melee unit, because she will obviously take damage from the enemy. It's a good weapon, but I don't think it's anything too special. She comes with reposition, and you guys should already know how good this assist is. One of, if not the best assist skill out there, one of my personal favorites. The new A passive is HP Defense 2. It grants HP +4 and Defense +2. HP is the least important stat. It's definitely not worth filling a slot just to increase your HP by 4, even with the +2 defense there. Lance Failure 3 is one of the new C slot skills. If Robin survives the stage, all Lance users gets 2 times SP, not EXP, but SP. I love this skill so much. In my opinion, this is one of the main reasons to try and pull Robin. If you didn't know, every weekend all units will earn 2 times SP in the game. So if you have Lance Failure, your Lance units can earn 12 SP per kill. This will make farming SP so much faster. It's a really dope skill, so hopefully you guys can get your hands on the skill. So should you pull for Robin? Yes. Stats are competitive enough for Arena, and she has a great farming skill. Even if you have an awesome Lance unit already, try to summon her anyways because of Lance Failure. Next up is Tiki. We got a small update a couple days ago, and it was to cover up her ass crack, so she actually got nerfed. But yeah, her stats are 35 HP, a monstrous 36 attack, 30 speed, 32 defense, and 24 resistance. She has the same base attack as Hector and Legion, so it pretty much screams for a Brave Axe set if you happen to get a plus attack Tiki. However, with a mediocre 30 speed and high defense, it also screams for a quick riposte build if you want to take the budget path. HP is trash just like Robin, and since she only has 30 speed, she will have a hard time surviving reds because she will most likely get doubled, but that's to be expected. Try to aim for a plus attack IV. It will turn her into an offensive monster with skill inheritance. Her weapon is Melon Crusher. It is identical to Robin's weapon. It's good to keep for a quick riposte build because the +2 attack grants her 4 extra damage. Just like Robin, you can use Fury 3 with it to drop down to 75% HP to activate something like Vantage. Her special is Soul. On paper, it's not a bad special on a select few heroes, but the issue with it is that it's only useful against full HP targets. For example, if you are dealing 30 damage to a 4 HP target and Soul activates, you are not going to heal for 15, you are only going to heal for 2. That's one of the main problems I have with it. Another new A skill, Close Defense 3. If unit is attacked by foe using sword, axe, lance, or dragonstone, unit receives defense and resistance +6 during combat. So it pretty much activates on every melee unit. This is a really good defensive skill, especially for Tiki. For most fights, she will get double, so this skill is going to reduce 12 damage. However, it still doesn't help her survive against most sword units, but it will help reduce a lot of damage from axe units. C skill is Axe Failure 3, the same as Lance Failure, but for axe units. And guys, I think you know how I feel about this skill. Should you pull for Tiki? She has great bulk and is very cheap to build. Pretty much just slap on Quick Riposte and Bonfire and she's good to go. And don't forget, she has Axe Failure, so if you don't need another axe unit, you will still want to summon her for Axe Failure. Now onto the colorless units. The first one is Frederick. His stats are 40 HP, 32 attack, 31 speed, 28 defense, and 18 resistance. Frederick has a big enough chest to drop me in his milk, but but he still isn't stronger than Kagero. He's slightly weaker but bulkier. Basically swap defense with the resistance, which does make him a good candidate for close counter. Unfortunately, in the current meta, close combat isn't that great. The other hero that I should be comparing him with is Saizo actually. They both have their ups and downs, but Saizo is a lot better for tanking physical hits since he has more speed and defense. Resistance really doesn't matter because they both will for sure die from mages. So if you're looking for a tanky, supporty debuffer, then Saizo is your man, but if you go for a more offensive approach, then Freddy with plus speed is probably what you will want. His weapon is Seashell Plus, it has 10 might and it reduces enemies defense and resistance by 5 until the bow's next action, and it has the Fury 2 Ragnarok effect. I think it might be one of the top weapons for dagger users now. It has 10 might, which is the highest might for a non-legendary weapon, and it comes with a one-time Fury 2 effect. More speed is always helpful and Freddy really needs it. Ardent Sacrifice is a really weird skill on him. If he uses the Ardent Sacrifice effect, then he won't get the Seashell effect, so I don't really see the synergy there. Reciprocal Aid would be a better skill. Okay, so Armor Blow with Seal Attack Speed 2 is a great combination. Armor Blow is just a budget wind sweep, but allowing the unit to keep his B skill, which contains all the single target supportive skills. He's going to total at 36 defense whenever he attacks, so he will very likely live from any distant counter and vantage enemies. Clarice is actually better at doing this than Freddy because she has Clarice's bow. The bow's effect only debuffs the surrounding enemies, so with Seal Attack Speed 2, she can lower the target stats as well as the enemy's 2 spaces around the target. Sturdy Blow for Athena would be a huge upgrade from Armored Blow. Freddy doesn't necessarily need too much defense, he really needs more attack. Should you pull for Frederick? Probably not. Seashell and the new Seal skill are the only things that really stand out, but they aren't good enough to make Freddy a must-have unit. Sure, Seashell is great, but I'm not sure if there's another hero that is worth inheriting it to. Kagero's Poison Dagger is still a lot better, even though it's becoming less and less useful in the current meta. Frederick's very limited to what he can do. Offensive stats are not outstanding, and if you want a supportive physical tank, then Saizo, in my opinion, is a lot better. Last hero in the banner is our favorite candy thief, Gaius. His stats are 34 HP, 30 attack, a high 37 speed, 19 defense, and 28 resistance. So he's a power creep hero and has just replaced Setsuna. Very similar stats with more attack and traded defense for resistance, which is a lot better for him. That'll allow him to survive counterattack from mages, and with his high speed, he won't be getting doubled by many enemies on the enemy phase. A quad build is what you'll want for him, and the best IVs for that is going to be plus speed. His weapon is Refreshing Bolt plus same Fury 2 Ragnarok effect as everyone else. A minus HP Gaius can use Fury 3 with it to easily get into desperation range. That build has decent results, so that's an option you can go if you don't have access to Breakbow Plus. Special is Astra. It's pretty cool that it allows him to shoot 5 popsicles like in the trailer, but it's not worth using. The cooldown is really long, and usually when it activates it's pretty much overkill. Better specials would be Luna or Iceberg. B skill is Vantage, not really an ideal skill for a ranged hero. Gaius does have a lot of resistance, so if he can't finish off a mage, Vantage is there to save his candy ass. Otherwise it's not that useful. Desperation is the obvious choice for that slot. C skill is Defense Ploy 3. At the start of the turn, all foes in cardinal directions with res 1 or more lower than unit suffer minus 5 defense until the end of foe's next action. This is such an amazing skill if the unit can pull it off. It's a lot easier to use than threat and defense, and it's so good on a ranged hero because they can just sit in the back and the effect will hit every enemies in front, left, right, and behind him. The problem is that if you want to run a quad set with life and death on him, he's going to have 5 less res due to the negative part of life and death's effect, so you'll have to either use a different A skill or use threat and defense instead. The Fury Desperation set works great with it since he gets an extra 3 resistance from Fury, and that'll help him activate Defense Ploy 3 against more enemies. Should you pull for Gaius? If you don't have a good offensive archer, then I think he's worth getting, otherwise no. Defense Ploy 3 is a good skill to get, but it's not a must-have skill. You can always just use threat and defense. The heroes in the banner aren't really game breaking. I think Tiki is the best, then Robin, Gaius, then Frederick. I would recommend only pulling for blue and green orbs just to get the Valor skills. If you want to have the highest chance of just pulling a 5-star unit, then go for colorless orbs. Watch out though, I pulled a 5-star Jacob, so watch out for him. The chances of pulling Tiki and Robin aren't that high, but the Valor skills are really worth it, especially with the whole double SP weekend thing going on. Let me know what you guys summoned from this banner in the comments below. Thank you for watching my review of the Ylissean Summer Banner, and I'll see you guys in the next video.